Thank you so much for joining me for yoga. To all my students, oh, I miss you so much, and I can't wait for the day where we gather again in person, doing our yoga together, breathing together, and creating that community again. So in the meantime, I appreciate you watching this video, and I appreciate you keeping up your own yoga practice at home. I hope that you are doing really well. All your family, friends, and loved ones are staying healthy and well during this time, and that you're really learning a lot about yourself and taking care of yourself beyond what you could ever imagine. So really boosting through your immune system, really supporting your beautiful body and your emotions and your mind. You can always reach out to me through this video if you want. You can email me, text me. A lot of you have my phone number, or you can get it if you need support, you need to talk, or anything like that. So I'm doing this video. It is a free video, but if you felt called to it and you wanted to donate, in the description below I will put my PayPal account, and you can throw a few dollars, whatever you have, whatever you can, towards me for doing the video to kind of help me keep going through this lack of work time as well. So with that, and with all my love and gratitude and hoping that you're doing well, let's find our nice easy sit. Or, as you know in my practice, if you feel like reclining down and laying down to center, then you can by all means do that. So just find something that feels comfortable to you so you can start to really quiet your body down. As you find that comfortable spot, maybe you allow for the eyes to close or the gaze to just soften, whatever feels better to you. And at first, we just start to notice the rhythm of our breath. Notice your natural rhythm in this current moment of that wonderful breath. And you'll notice that when you start to focus on the breath, it naturally wants to deepen. The body is just craving to take in extra deep breaths. So go ahead and allow that to happen. Maybe still allowing for the breath to be passive, not forced, but just let the body take in as much as it needs and let go of as much as it needs. Now maybe you invite that breath to find all four corners of your lungs. We start to create this active breath. Noticing how it goes in to the lower lobes, maybe how the ribs begin to expand. Maybe even noticing as it reaches the top of the breath, the collarbones might lift. But really keep your attention on this breath. Noticing how it feels to breathe deep into your body. Now maybe each full deep breath begins to slow down. Each breath is a little longer. Each breath is a little slower. Still encouraging your mind to stay on this breath, noticing how it feels from the tip of the nose down to the bottom of the breath, and from that bottom of the breath back out through the tip of the nose. Continuing to lengthen that breath. Slowing it down. While allowing it to be full and deep. Just a couple more of these slow, deep breaths. Encouraging the mind to stay focused on all the feelings and sensations you have while you breathe slow and deep. As you feel ready, you begin to allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. You soften back into a passive breath, just allowing the body to take in as much as it needs. As you begin to notice what you cultivated by allowing yourself to slow down and breathe deep. Notice how the body feels. Notice how the natural rhythm of your breath might be a little deeper. And maybe we even begin to set intention with the breath, allowing the breath to represent something. So maybe the inhale represents good health and vitality, and you willingly breathe that in deep into the body. And maybe the exhale represents all things that stand in your way of that good health and vitality. You let it go. You breathe it out. You create this wonderful infused breath, infused with whatever you decide, something wonderful to breathe in. And something to just let go of, something that no longer serves you in this moment. And here we're just going to allow for your awareness to float up into the mind. And we're going to begin to relax the tissue around the mind. So just like you would through the tops of the shoulders, through the jaw, through the neck, you begin to relax the eyes, deep back behind the eyes. You relax through the actual tissue of the mind, letting go. You allow for the cheeks, the jaw, the tongue, even the ears seem to just relax. Maybe even through to the back of the head, down the neck, off the shoulders. And you notice what it feels like, even for just a split second, to be present in this moment, to be here right now. Maybe you notice your senses begin to heighten. You begin to hear the sounds around you. No need to label them, just noticing. Maybe you begin to feel the sensations of the air blowing on your skin, or just noticing the temperature of the room. You can notice how it feels to be sitting or laying down on your mat. But really encouraging yourself to arrive fully in this moment. Encouraging yourself to live in this current moment. This is the actual moment of life, right here, right now. So we can let go of a lot of stressors from the past or the future, a lot of worries, a lot of fears, because right here, right now, you're okay. You're healthy. You're breathing in that infused breath, relaxing through the tissue of your beautiful body. Allowing yourself to just feel okay, to feel this moment, to let go of the past and the future. And I encourage you to keep coming back to this moment as much as you can during this practice, knowing that the mind wanders very easily, and that's okay. Just bring it back into this moment, into your breath, your ability to let go of the tension in the tissue of your body, feeling the space within you and around you, so using your senses. Just keep doing that over and over. No harshness, no judgment, just drawing yourself back. This is a profound practice to be present, but it is a practice. It takes time. It takes dedication on your part. It takes creating a routine and allowing yourself to really hone in on the moment. So using as much of your feelings and sensations as you can to explore the current moment in your life. Those of you that are my students, you know that I like to say that our body only uses these sensations and feelings to communicate. There are no words that the body uses. So really getting to know these feelings and sensations helps you to navigate through health in life. So those first steps are breathing deep and slow, drawing yourself into this present moment, and really acknowledging all that is going on within the body, acknowledging those feelings and sensations. So here I'm going to invite you to set an intention for this practice. It could be that there is no intention, or it could be that intention of the breath, whatever you infused your breath with. Maybe it's the intention to just slow down, or maybe you want to create a blessing of some kind towards yourself, your body, your loved ones, the world, whatever you feel like. Just make this intention loving and positive, because all the energy and heat that we brew is going to feed this intention. And as you feel that intention is set, if you're laying down, I now encourage you to sit up into a nice easy pose of your choice. Maybe you're on a blanket or a block, something that lifts the hips up. You begin to allow the eyes to flutter open if it's something that you're ready to do in this moment. We're going to create some extra length up through the spine. Relax the tops of the shoulders. And we're going to take in our 3 slow, deep breaths here together. Allowing yourself to maybe make an audible exhale, or if you want, we can go through 3 rounds of Om. So whatever you're drawn to do in this moment. So as we take in these deep breaths, we're just going to raise our arms up overhead and then draw them back down. So I'll do 1 big breath with you and then 2 Oms. So it's up to you, whatever you like. So we'll start that first breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Go ahead and just relax your hands on your thighs for a moment. Allow for the shoulders to roll back, or the shoulder blades to roll back onto the body as you lengthen up through the spine. Tuck that chin in just a little bit, and as you gaze out in front of you, begin to soften the gaze. Relax the eyes, the jaw, the cheeks. Here we're just going to allow for our neck to begin to move in whichever way that feels good to you. Maybe you want to start with some circles. Maybe it's just a sway from side to side, a turn from shoulder to shoulder. Just take this time to feel your body and see what it needs in this moment. What is it calling for? So notice those feelings and sensations and act upon them, acknowledging to the body that you're listening. A few more seconds here. When you feel ready, just come back to center, that nice soft gaze, that nice long spine and relaxed shoulders. We're going to move a little deeper down here, or a little further down into the shoulders. So let's just begin to lift them and draw them back. Again, it's an intuitive movement. Listen to your body. What feels good? Maybe you want one shoulder at a time. Maybe you want to dip forward and back. Maybe you want to go into circles with the shoulders, little shrugs, little drops. Again, listen to what feels good to you. Maybe you start to incorporate your arms now into it. Maybe opening and closing, lifting and reaching. Maybe it's still those circles that you want to do. Feels like a lot of choices, but it's really not. Like, just listen to your body. What feels good on your shoulders right now? This yoga practice is all about how you feel and what feels good. I encourage each movement, each stretch, to just feel good. It's all right to allow yourself to draw into something that's wonderful. Nothing that pulls or tugs or just doesn't feel good in this moment. When you're ready, we'll go ahead and set our arms down, and let's bring that movement into the spine. Maybe we want to go into a few sitting cat-cows. As you exhale, you round the spine back as you look down at the belly. And as you inhale, you draw your chest up as you look up. So just find that wave of motion. And in that, maybe you begin to wiggle from side to side. Create some circles through the hips as you round back and forth through the spine. Again, finding that space where you're like, oh, that feels good right now, huh? Let's give yourself permission to feel the joys and the wonderment of the body. When you feel ready, we'll go ahead and come back to center. Relax through those shoulders, lengthen up through the spine. The neck is nice and long, but the chin is tucked just a little bit here. And we're going to go ahead and inhale our arms back overhead. Hold them at the top here, palms shining towards each other, and you really lift up through those hands. Allow for the tops of the shoulders to relax down, so you draw them away from the ears. And you draw your belly in nice and tight. From here, if it feels good, let's tread through one hand and the others. You lift up high. Then the other side. Noticing this stretch through the side of the body into the ribs. Remembering to encourage yourself to take those wonderful, slow, deep breaths. And see how it feels in the lungs. How does it feel to breathe with your arms raised? With this movement from side to side. Drawing yourself back to center. Let's go ahead and release our arms. We're going to bring them behind us. This time, interlace the fingers at the tailbone and adjust your shoulders for a moment. So just relax the hands at the tailbone. Then you'll relax the tops of the shoulders and you'll allow them to kind of roll back. You'll feel the shoulder blades hug onto the spine. Lift up through the neck, create length. And if it feels good from here, maybe you start to draw your hands away from you. Again, playing around with the breath and how it feels to breathe deep in this moment. So when you're ready, just relax the arms down. We're going to bring them out in front of us and experience our first forward fold here. So go ahead and walk your hands away from your body as far as it feels comfortable. And then allow the heart to just sink down. Relax the tension in the hips, in the thighs, in the belly. Finding that perfect stretch here that feels really nice. Take a couple of deep breaths. When you're ready, just give yourself a soft roll all the way up. The last will be the neck and the head. Even the shoulders roll back as you lift nice and tall. And we're just going to switch your legs. So take that back leg, draw it forward. Front leg nestles in a little closer to your body. We're going to find the forward fold here, noticing the difference between each side. So again, you start to walk your hands out away from your body as you allow for the heart to kind of sink down towards the ground. Release the tension into the hips, the thighs, the pelvis. And become aware of the difference, that wonderful imperfection. We're perfectly imperfect, right? So that wonderful imperfection of both sides. So that meaning that each side feels different, each stretch feels different. Tissue is different between one hip versus the other. And it's perfect in this moment. So just relax, let go, take a deep breath. Thank the body for this movement, for this stretch. When you're ready here, we'll go ahead and round all the way back up. Shoulders are last, head is last. Lift up nice and tall. From here, we're going to move our legs out. So let's give a stretch to those legs. And notice as you lengthen them out, how does that feel through the legs? Is there tension? Is there stiffness? Does something feel achy as you do that? If so, I invite you to start self-massaging. So bringing in some nice circulation into that tissue. If it's your knees that feel achy, just give them some love, warm them up with the movement and massage. Bring in some fresh blood flow into those areas. And then whenever you feel ready, bring that length back up through the spine. If you need to bring your hands down by your sides, then please do so. And you're going to start to bring movement into the feet. Can't see my feet, but so draw circles or points and flexes, anything that feels good as you get the calves moving. So just really pump through. This brings that wonderful blood supply down to the toes. Helps the heart out a little bit by drawing that blood down and back up. Whenever you feel good there, you're just going to go ahead and draw your toes towards you, lengthen up through the spine, place your hands down by the knees on either side, and just relax the tissue of the thighs for a moment. If it feels good from here, maybe you begin to soften the body forward. But again, I invite you to find what feels good. There's no aching, pulling, tugging, nothing that feels uncomfortable. There's no need for this. It's not warranted in this practice. No need. Right? So just be kind to your body. Take a couple of deep breaths. Nice. When you feel ready, go ahead and lift yourself all the way back up. One more sitting here. We'll just draw both feet in that nice butterfly pose. Go ahead and lengthen up through the spine. Hold on to the feet if it feels good, or to the ankles. Maybe a couple of soft bounces through the hips, through the knees, just to help the hips to relax. From here, if it feels good, with that length in the spine first, I encourage you to soften the heart down towards the feet. Noticing how this feels in the body. Release the tension in your pelvis. It's a nice slow movements. Couple of deep breaths. Maybe you notice with each infused breath that your body begins to relax a little more. Here, if you like, you can even massage through the feet, the ankles, the calves, that wonderful self-love, even thinking about all the wonderful things that your feet have done for you up through this moment. So when you feel ready here, go ahead and lift yourself back up. And then we're just going to go ahead and move up. We're going to start on all fours just briefly here. We're going to come into our wonderful tabletop. So draw the wrists underneath the shoulders. Maybe you spread the fingers out wide if they can. Tops of the feet connect to the ground. And you'll just draw that belly button in towards the spine. Lift your heart up towards the spine. Create length in the neck and a soft gaze down at the earth. Just a wonderful tabletop. We'll release into our cat-cow for just a moment, so inhale. As you exhale around through the spine, maybe you look down towards the belly. And when you inhale, allow that belly to sink as you look up. Exhale, move back through. So find what feels good to you here, really creating that full motion from the crown of the head down to the tailbone, feeling that wonderful flexibility through the spine. From here, we're just going to go ahead and draw yourself back to center. We're going to bring our hands out higher than head height. Then we're going to come into puppy dog here. So keeping the hips up, we're just going to allow for the belly to connect to the thighs as the heart starts to draw its way down towards the ground. The forehead might connect here, down onto your mat. Hips are still elevated, like I said, a nice angle, a 90-degree angle with the knees, legs, and hips. So this is a wonderful puppy dog. Just get to know this pose for a breath. Now if you feel ready, we'll go ahead and lift ourselves up and we'll come into down dog. Or you could just shift right back into puppy dog if you want. So down dog is you're going to go ahead and lift the hips. You're going to give a nice firm push into those palms. The heart is kind of reaching down towards the ground. The shoulders are drawing away from the ears. Hips are nice and high. The knees are bent. They can be deeply bent or softly bent. And the heels are trying to reach down towards the ground. Even if they don't make it, they're just reaching. Hold here, really experience the full potential of this pose as you take a deep breath. When you feel ready, you'll go ahead and lift your gaze up and bring your gaze towards your hands into a high plank. And then find your way down onto your belly. Palms will stay connected underneath the shoulders here, and you're going to tuck the elbows in really close. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears, and we'll just start to kind of experience a cobra. So first, actually, before we do that, I like to lengthen each leg. So let's lift that left leg up. Just reach it like you're trying to touch something in the back of the room, and lay it back down. Same on the right side. Nice. Now first here, let's just explore the cobra by pressing our palms into the ground. So just a nice firm press. Again, elbows stay closed, shoulders are relaxed. And you just kind of brighten through the heart a little bit as you press your palms down. Here, if you want to add on, you could begin to lift. Maybe the heart starts to shine forward. Maybe you lift all the way up. The hips stay relaxed onto the ground. The elbows stay tucked in. Shoulders are relaxed. You're really pushing into the palms. Take a nice deep breath. So find the expression of this pose, whatever feels good to you. Maybe you're staying low. Maybe you're reaching all the way up. It's personal, whatever your body's willing to do in this moment. When you're ready, just go ahead and soften yourself back down. You're going to curl your toes and you're going to find down dog or that puppy dog again, whatever feels good. Find that full potential of the pose and take a deep breath. You're going to softly set your knees back down. Walk your hands back underneath the shoulders, and let's go ahead and do a couple rounds of cat-cow. When you're ready, come back to center. Let's widen our knees out, big toes together, and find child's pose here as we allow for the hips to float back as far as it feels comfortable on the knees. And then the heart to make its way down. The forehead connects to the earth or to a block, whatever feels good to you. I love to really take notice of the contrast between movement and stillness. So as you lie here, you sit here for a moment back in child's pose, the body is becoming still, the muscles are relaxing. When you feel ready, we're going to go ahead and lift ourselves back up. Let's bring our knees back in, extend the arms out. Find down dog or puppy dog, whatever feels good to you. Take a deep breath. Again, just allow yourself to reach the full potential of this pose. From here, you're going to go ahead and draw the body forward, come back down onto the belly. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Give length to each leg. Find a cobra of your choice, whatever feels good. Soften yourself back down. Go ahead and curl those toes. Find puppy dog, down dog, whichever one. And softly set your knees down. Find tabletop, maybe a couple rounds of cat-cow. And then float back into that child's pose. So that's a low version of a sun salutation, and that's an option for you if you want. Now lifting yourself back up, draw those knees back in. We're going to lift into a down dog. All of us, maybe we challenge ourselves just a little bit here as we lift all the way up. Hips are high, heels are relaxed. And when you feel ready here, you're going to step or jump forward, both feet towards those hands. We're in our forward fold here. So soften the knees. I like to lengthen the body up out of the hips, and then let the body cascade down over the legs. Relax the head, relax the neck, relax the arms. Maybe the tailbone brightens up just a little bit here. When you feel ready, one vertebra at a time, you start to roll up. If you tend to get dizzy, just go even slower. We're going to draw our palms up overhead. Lengthen up through the body. And then we're just going to allow for those palms to float out to the side as we find our way back down into a forward fold. So you're just going to dive forward. Allow for yourself to really lengthen through the spine. Your next exhale, come up halfway, draw a little extra length there, and then soften back down. Hands meet the ground, and you're going to draw both feet back. Find a down dog or puppy dog, whatever feels good. Just take your time with the movements. Go slow. Really feel the strength in your body. When you're ready, you're going to go ahead and draw yourself forward. Come down to your belly. Hands stay planted underneath the shoulders, and you find a cobra of your choice. Let's go ahead and lift ourselves back up to our knees, walk our hands back underneath the shoulders, and a couple rounds of cat-cow. When you're ready here, widen those knees out, big toes together, find your child's pose, forehead connects to the ground or a block. Nice resting pose as you take a deep breath. Nice. As you feel ready, we'll go ahead and lift back up. And we're going to do 2 more full rounds of that. Remember that you can stay low to the ground if you like, or you can lift yourself all the way up by standing. So let's find that downward dog or puppy dog. Stepping or jumping forward, both feet to the front of the mat. Lengthen up through the tailbone and relax through the spine and the head. When you're ready, round up through the spine. As you reach the top of that, your hands just automatically float up overhead. Reach up, give a nice long stretch to your beautiful body. And when you feel ready, go ahead and dive forward. Forward fold. Find that full potential Your next exhale, come up halfway, lengthen through the spine. Soften yourself back down. Let's find our down dog here. Take your time, feel what feels good, move slow, breathe deep, feel the strength in your body. Keep yourself in this moment and how it feels to move, to stretch, to breathe. When you're ready, go ahead and draw yourself forward, come down to your belly. Hands stay planted underneath the shoulders, and then find the cobra of your choice. Elbows tucked in close, relax the shoulders, relax the hips, lengthen up through the spine. Soften yourself back down. We'll go ahead and lift back up. Down dog. Maybe it's puppy dog, whatever you feel. Nice, allow the knees to connect to the ground. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Just a couple rounds of cat-cow. Go ahead and float back into your child's pose. Resting down. Feeling that wonderful contrast of movement and stillness as you allow for the breath to regulate, the heart to relax. Nice. When you feel ready, we'll go through one more round. Lift yourself up. Find down dog, puppy dog, whatever feels good. That wonderful full potential here. Really lift up through the hips. Allow your heels to sink. Maybe you jump or step forward to the front of the mat. And find your forward fold here. When you feel ready, round up one vertebra at a time. Stand up nice and tall. You reach your arms up overhead. Stretch, be long, grow. Exhale, dive forward. Come up halfway, lengthen through the spine. Relax back down. Find down dog or puppy dog, whatever feels good. Let yourself catch up. Be slow. Nice mindful movements. Find your way forward, down to your belly. Tuck those elbows in, nice long legs. Hips rest down onto the ground as you find cobra of your choice. It's probably your last one, so just make it count. Feels nice. Resting back down. We'll go ahead this time, just lift yourself to your knees. Walk your hands back underneath the shoulders. Find tabletop. Couple rounds of cat-cow. Then go ahead and just float back into a child's pose. Resting all the way down. Forehead is connected to the block or to the ground. And you feel the breath ebb and flow. You feel your connection to the ground beneath you. You allow for your heart to relax. When you feel ready, we're just going to lift ourselves up nice and slow. And you're going to go ahead and find your way down onto your backs. So a nice mindful movement as you relax. When you feel that the spine completely connects to the ground, let's just go ahead and draw both knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. And as you hug those knees in, just mindfully let go of the tension that you might be holding on in the pelvis, the hips, the thighs. Just encourage yourself to give a really big hug, a deep hug. Maybe it feels good to begin to rock from side to side, creating that wonderful massage down onto the lower back. If you feel any tender areas that you need to kind of pause and hang out at, please feel free to. Coming back into this real intuitive movement. Noticing what the body needs as we begin to wind down the practice. Becoming fully aware of our slow, deep breaths. How those breaths affect you in this moment. Noticing how it feels to just be present. Just allow for our feet to connect down to the ground. And then we're just going to allow that left knee to float down towards the earth. The left sole of the foot is just going to kind of come in connection with the right foot. If that feels good and you want to go a little deeper here, you can actually take that left foot and weave it underneath the right. But I encourage you to just allow that left knee to completely relax. So if it feels kind of achy or pulley or tuggy on that leg, just keep the foot drawn out. If weaving your foot underneath the right foot doesn't give you enough of a stretch, you can start to take that left foot and draw it up towards your right hip. You might even reach down and grab a hold of the foot as you allow yourself to just relax. So again, find what feels good. Listen to the feelings and sensations of your body. Find that wonderful stretch where you actually even mindfully think, oh, that just feels so good. Take a couple of deep breaths. When you feel ready here, just softly unwind, drawing that left foot out. Let's go right into the other side. Allow the right knee to just float down. The sole of the right foot connects with the left. Maybe you want to weave that right foot underneath. Maybe you want to draw it up closer towards you. Remembering that wonderful imperfections of what we are, right? We're perfectly imperfect. So one side's going to be different than the other. We're not symmetrical. Sorry if you're OCD, but that's just how it is. Both sides of our body are different. We're so unique, and wonderfully unique we are. When you're ready here, go ahead and draw that foot back out. Both feet are down on the mat once again. Here we're going to find our butterfly pose, so allow for both feet to connect, or the soles of both feet to connect as the knees soften out, opening up through the legs. We're going to draw our hands above us here and interlace our fingers and just push the palms up towards the sky. Give yourself a nice stretch through those arms. Keeping the shoulder blades connected on the ground, you're just reaching up through the palms. Release your hands. Let's go ahead and give yourself a big hug as your elbows cross. Palms come to the back of the shoulders, and just really squeeze yourself like you mean it. Maybe some soft rubs, maybe some pats. Really send that message of true acceptance to your body in this moment. Go ahead and release your arms, setting them down wherever you like. And we're going to take that left knee, draw it up towards the right, all the way over to the right side. Adjust your shoulders so you try to keep that left shoulder as close to the ground as you can. And then we're going to take that top leg, that left leg, and just reach it out. Tap it somewhere far away from your body. Seeing if you can just kind of rest it down there for a moment. Take a couple of deep breaths. When you're ready here, just draw that leg back in, both soles of the feet back in together, open back out into butterfly pose. Maybe adjust yourself, make sure you're still at the center of the mat. When you're ready here, that right knee can come up towards the left, all the way over, and then extend that top leg out as far as you can. Get a nice stretch. Maybe adjusting your shoulders so they stay even on the ground or as much as they can. As you feel ready, make your way back to center. So again, drawing both feet down onto the ground, and go ahead and hug them in again, nice and close. That gentle rock from side to side if it feels good. Just go ahead and grab a hold of that left knee, and we're going to take that right leg and go ahead and reach it up. That sole of the foot is going to stamp up towards the sky above you. Give yourself a nice long lift there. Flex the foot, really reach with the heel. And then when you feel ready, drawing your belly in tight, just slowly lower that leg down towards the ground. Once that leg completely relaxes, just give that left knee a little extra squeeze into the body. Again, releasing through the tension of the hips, the thigh, the belly.
Releasing that tension a little bit, let's go ahead and draw that left knee over to the right side. You can even take the left foot and kind of hook it onto the back of the right knee. So find what feels good there as that left knee makes its way down towards the ground. And then readjust your shoulders. Maybe the left shoulder reaches a little further towards the ground as you extend out the left arm and look towards the fingers. When you're ready, go ahead and exhale yourself back to center. Both knees will make their way back into your chest. Once again, a nice big hug, maybe a soft rock from side to side. When you feel ready, grab a hold of that right leg, allow for the left foot to stamp up towards the sky. Flex the foot, lead with the heel, really reach up. And then drawing your belly in, nice and slow, allow for that left leg to make its way down towards the ground. When it relaxes all the way down, go ahead and draw that right knee a little bit closer into your body. Really let go of the tension that you might be holding on to in the hips, the thighs, the belly. When you feel ready, guide that right knee across the body to the left side. Again, you can hook the right foot onto the back of the left knee if it feels good. And then readjust your shoulders, allowing that right one to come down as close to the ground as it can, extending out the right arm, maybe gazing towards those fingers. When you feel ready, go ahead and draw yourself back to center. One more hug with the knees and the chest. A nice deep one here. Feel the length happen into that lower spine. And then when you feel complete there, we're going to go ahead and extend the legs out and try to keep that length in the spine. Reach the feet all the way out. We'll find Shavasana here as both feet come out a little wider than hip width apart. They kind of just flop open. You can even bounce through the feet if it feels good. We're going to tuck the shoulder blades up underneath the body, create length in the neck, hands down by the sides. The mind is still going strong, then keep the palms down. Otherwise, palms up. You encourage yourself to find a slow, deep breath. Allow for the eyes to close. Remembering that you infuse that wonderful breath with whatever greatness that you did. Maybe even thinking about your original intention for the practice as well.
You allow for the body to begin to relax down into the ground. You let go of any other tension you might be holding on to. You become aware of how it feels to be peaceful in this moment. It's allowing yourself to stay here, to stay quiet, to stay in that wonderful, slow, deep breath for just a few minutes. allow for your breath to begin to deepen. Noticing the coolness of the breath on the back of the throat as you inhale, and the warmth of the breath on the back of the throat as you exhale. Maybe you begin to invite that gentle movement into the limbs of the body. Intuitively allowing your body to move any way that it pleases in this moment. Eventually finding your way onto whatever side of the body that you want to be on. When you reach through that side of the body, allow yourself to pause and take 3 slow, deep breaths. Keep your attention on your mat. I know that it's nearing the end of the practice and the mind might want to start to wander. Just stay here. Enjoy those 3 deep, slow breaths. As you complete those breaths, you can invite yourself to come back up to sitting. Create some length in the spine, relax the shoulders. Our palms will press together at the heart space in prayer. And here you're either going to take a deep breath with me, and as you exhale, allow it to be audible, like really let it go. Or you can do a single om, whichever you like to do. So let's inhale deeply. Allowing us to seal that practice, all that goodness into every cell, the ability to be present in this moment, to feel the effects of slow, deep breathing. Allowing yourself or inviting yourself to continue to practice that as much as you can. And I reach out to you with a big prayer and a hug that you stay healthy, vibrant, strong, and grounded during this process. And I want to thank you so much for showing up today, for being part of this. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much. I miss you all, and hopefully we will gather soon. Take care.